next? I think here? Is it this bridge? I think so. Hold on. No, it's here. I think it's this bridge. Problem is, it's the wrong side. This is as close as I'm gonna get. Rimdroa.
Where did you go? You promised me when we turn 14, we go to see the stars.
It's not here.
I've been waiting ever so long.
Irritating.
Forever and ever, it seems.
To come back here and do that later. There they are.
I've been grit. The rhythms and calculus betray a suspicion of the holism, a conceit, I am afraid. Oh, but how could this? I dread to even entertain the possibility. Somehow, I cannot tell me. Have I simply lost only? If why would he think to breach this forbidden mount of? Oh, Master, dispel these. I want to play.
Haha. Do, 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 do. Chibi Cross, hey, what's going on? Let's see here. Hey Dex, do I know how to what? You mean the... yes. I assume when you say duplicate the souls, you mean the remembrances? Yeah, actually, I'm kind of close to being able to do one of those now. Give me a minute to kind of show you the whole process. There are two... You need to use a Wandering Mausoleum. So this is assuming that we're talking about in the old... in Shadow of the Erdtree. It's easier in... excuse me. In the original game, it's easier than in the...
Do you need something else?
Hold on, let me get back here. It's easier in the DLC. So, I'll show you. There are two... Let me go down here to do it. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm heading toward a Wandering Mausoleum with a bell that's actually relevant. So there are two kinds of Wandering Mausoleums, one that have bells and ones that do not. The ones that have bells can duplicate any remembrance. The ones that do not have bells can only duplicate the lesser remembrances. So the remembrance of like Millennia, the Elden Lord, Radagon, oh, I think that's the same one. What else? That's what I'm looking for. Oh, nice. Yeah, give me a couple minutes, Dex. I'm gonna grab the lost thing up here. Lost Grace. Oh, and I'm gonna make a change. You'll see why in a minute. Okay, so see that thing off in the distance up there? That is a Wandering Mausoleum. Oh, the Grand Sax? Bolt of Grandsax, I don't know that you can get it now. Have you beaten Malekith? I think you get locked out of it with Malekith. I actually thought you got locked out when you burned the tree. It may not be there anymore. It's something you normally pick up before you burn the tree, so you might have to wait until the next playthrough, but you'll know for sure soon enough. Alright, so see on these things right here, they look like the crustacean. So the reason that I'm using this sword is exactly why you might think, because it tends to knock those off fairly easily. Those ones are too high up. So what you need to do is not knock all of them off, but knock enough off. You want to knock enough off that you bring the mausoleum down. Oh, that'll do it. So see how now there's the crashing? So see there's the bell. That's important, the fact that it has a bell. So the mausoleums of these that have bells are more powerful. Dex, this is for you. I hope you're still there. Once you get it drop down, you get one shot, and you go inside to this thing here, and it says examine remains, and all the things that you can duplicate you'll have in here, and you just pick whichever one you want to duplicate, and then once you've done it, that's it. I would suggest that this one has a bell, so I can do Millennia, for example. You'll be able to do ones like Ancestral and Natural Born, I think Fire Giant to add a regular one. You want to use the ones with the bells for the big ones. There are 7 of these, I think, around in the world. There's 2, I think, in this area. I think it's in here. In this section right here, there's 2 of them. They do not have bells, for example. There's a few of them around, but they're called Wandering Mausoleums, and you can see in them when they have this ability to duplicate remembrance. So to finish it up, because I have Millennia's already, that's a 50,000 remembrance, so I'll go ahead and duplicate hers. So now, if I look in my inventory, I actually have 2 of them, because I already had one. You don't have to not have it anymore to duplicate it. So now I can actually spend it and get the 50,000 runes. I think hers is worth 50. Maybe it's 40. The most you'll get is 50. Once you do a next game, all that resets. You have to go kill them again in order to be able to duplicate them. So the last thing, if you're really like trying to be super vigilant, before you start next game, go and make copies and spend all of those for the runes or whatever else it is that you're going for. So yeah, Gav, the place that you want to get that, I haven't burned the city yet, but in the city, there's sticking out of the ground, there's this big thing. It looks like the Bolt of Grandsax, but it's massive. That's what you want to climb up on. And there's a specific way to get there. So once the city's been burned, the object is still there. I thought that once you burn the tree, you can't get it anymore. Somebody else swore on my feed that until you kill Malekith, you can still get it. I'm not sure how that would work. I'm not going to disagree. Actually, I will leave this on for now. This is definitely a lift that you want to send back up, by the way. Yeah, it's that thing that's in front of me right there. bad feeling this guy's gonna stomp me. But we'll play. Is he there? Oh, he's not there anymore. I didn't think I killed him. Anyway. So, to get it, you need to jump in a pretty specific spot. You want to be able to look down, see how that's beneath me. There's this little sort of hole in the railing. And then running up this actually takes some very careful, and I think it's right here is where it normally is. This is as high as you can reasonably get, but this is where you would normally loot it. Huh. Yeah, I'm not gonna stay there. There is, as a matter of fact. Yeah. And you get sent in there. If you do the entire, what's it called? If you do the entire Volcano Manor quest line, you actually get sent in there by one of the guys. Oh, you're welcome, Gav. Yeah, I've done this a few times. But yeah, the Bolt of Grand Sax is not, it is absolutely not a necessary item. And in fact, if you don't have the Bolt of Grand Sax, if you're going to do the dragon build, if that's the reason why you're looking at that, there's a second item you can use. It's not quite as good, but it's still pretty good, which is what's it called? Hold on, it's a mace. The Flower Stone Gavel. Alright, I should be able to use it. Load it in. So, it's obviously, if you have something targeted, you can do this. And because it's lightning and all that, let's see. It's not as good as the Bolt of Grand Sax because it doesn't have the range that the Bolt has, but it's still pretty good. And you pick this up from the Dragon Priestess in the DLC. So. Now, what I was working on next, actually, what I need to look at is the is it Gold Mask? I don't want to mess this up. I have enough. It's a pretty cool mace. It's not. If you aren't going to use the Bolt of Grand Sax, that mace is definitely the best one you can have. There are a few other options. There's the Stormhawk Axe, which is also a good lightning choice. I know I've got that one. Let's see. Put that back. Hold on, looking for axes. Oh, there's this one. The Dragon King's Cragblade is also a lightning item. This one I don't like very much. You'd probably want to go to YouTube or see how people use it, but I'm not a big fan of that item. Where are the axes? There we go. Stormhawk Axe. Here we go. So this is the Stormhawk Axe, and it does this. So it's not But it's not bad, and in a big body boss, it actually does plenty of good. Yeah, I do. The sad thing is, it's barely a third of a level. All right. Let's see. I'm just making sure that I get the Mending Rune of Perfect Order correct. Ashen Capital. Okay. Alright. I have checked what I need to check. It is time to burn the tree. I'm going after a specific ending, and I'm gonna do the DLC after, not before. So for those that haven't seen it, you're gonna watch the standard way to burn the tree. There's another way.
I have long observed the lands between. This world is in dire need of repair and death. Indiscriminate. Are you prepared to commit a cardinal sin? Very well, let my hand.
Question is, why does she have scarring on her hand like she's the frenzied flame? Things that make you go, we got this side? Oh, too late.
O Erd tree, you shall burn.
Alright, enough of that. Sorry, that just takes too long. This is where being a caster is actually really nice. There's a bunch of stuff that goes, like mobs you have to fight and stuff that is super easy if you're a caster. This is not the end. This is, but it is a moment where you, what's the explanation I'm looking for? This is a time when you've hit a point of no return. Normally I don't do a lot of casting, but I just assume not deal with... Oh! Right. There's that guy. Man, these guys are mean. Gotta love that bleed effect. Alright, this gets me to... Alright, you know Dave. Hey, Dave. Sup. This is not the end. It is an area that you can't get to until you've passed a point of no return, which is burning the tree. There are a few of those points where kind of the world changes because you've done it. That's the single biggest one. I don't know if I have to actually finish. I guess I have to do enough of Farum Azula to be able to teleport around, and I don't know how much of this place that is. I might need to get to another one of these points, I'm not sure. But right now, I'm kind of stuck in the place that I'm at. So now I have a dragon fight that's coming. I happen to know that that's actually about to occur. And I'm going to get... Dung Eater is going to be my helper here. Oh, he's one of the best, if not the best. Really wish that it would cut on my screen. I kept pressing the button to do it. This guy is going to prove to be problematic with this weapon. Oi! The problem is that I can't, I don't know, I can't, on some of these dragons, the way that they are, targeting them actually doesn't get you any closer to being able to kill them, which is just frustrating. It's a tempting reason to pick a different guy. I'm going to stick with Dung Eater for now because he does reduce the damage, but I'm not sure. Go with the ultimate cheese sword. See if this guy actually does more damage. And why was I using this? Raises strength. It's for the shield. That's right. Hold on. I need to rebuild. Alright. Here. Die! Ah! Nope. That's what I wanted. So see how that went through his wing? Die, dope. Wait. Drink. Nope. Oh, that's gonna cost me. Where'd he go? There he is. Heal. Heal. Come on, Dung Eater, finish him off. Out again? Oi! Oh no! Oi. Yeah. Gav, that's actually not true. So, you can actually hit the tail, the legs, the head, the wings, the body. You can actually hit lots of places, and if with pest threads especially, you can take a huge amount of advantage of that. It turns out. I need to get rid of that regression spell. It's messing up my list. I don't want you either. And I'm not going to leave. Let's see. I'm just going to go straight to pest threads. So what you can do with pest threads and other spells is you can actually shoot through those other objects, and it does additional damage. I'm not going to use the shield, so I'm going to be going with spellcasting. Yeah, no worries. See, leg hit. Oi! So did you see how it was like chunk, 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 chunk? That's hitting multiple things. Come on. See how it hit the tail? Oh, heal, 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 heal. Come on. Test threads for the win. So I don't know if you watched the fight, you saw how if you could hear it, especially as the damage and stuff was going through, it would be like chunk, 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 chunk. Every time it does that, that's the pest threads hitting again. So one of the reasons that this is such an effective spell, pest threads, is because it can pass through like the wing, and it hits the wing, and if it can't get to its target and it keeps doing like the looping around, it'll just keep hitting over and over and over again. It's kind of crazy, really. Alright, am I locked in anymore? I am no longer locked in. Alright. So, it doesn't mean I'm not going to finish for Missoula. So, in order to go back to what I was using before, which I want to use for most of this anyway, I want to go back to strength. This goes back to guard. And I need this. There we go. Make sure all of these ones up here are dead first. I have woken up the ones down below, or woken up. Yeah, I've gone down to the ones below when these ones were still alive, and it ended up being quite a exciting adventure, to put it mildly. There should be. Here we go. Run. Holy cow. There we go. That's how we heal it. Alright. Now, a completely different issue. For this, I don't care so much that we do that. Wait. Ah! I'm missing my bow. I packed up a whole bunch of stuff when I was managing my sword chest bows. Alright, so I'm going to use the lion great bow. I've already got the right sword. I already got the right arrows. Not what I meant to do. Oi! Ah, come on. Gah, so irritating. Oh! Oh, why? Why am I so bad at... In case it wasn't obvious that the goal is to knock stuff off the edge. Ah, I missed again. Off the edge you go. Now there's going to be at least one more still down there, I think. But that is way more manageable. Two more. It's okay. There should be a lootable here. A couple of runes. That guy. Don't know that I can knock this guy off the edge. Ah, I ran out of those arrows. Dang. All right. I'm just going to try and run past all of this stuff. There's it. Yeah, there's that thing. anything there. Oh, well, that's one way to do it. All right. Back to that. Camp. Those guys cause so much trouble when you're a caster. What can I say? And this guy actually causes a lot of trouble later. At least that's been my experience. He'll come wandering out later. There you go. Banished Knight's Greaves. Alright. Let's see. Let's do this. Heal. No. Hey, attack, attack! Jeez. What? Oops. There it is. Ha ha! I was looking for that bleed. That's what I was fighting for, was that bleed effect. care enough about those guys. Oh no, he fell off the edge. I'm sad. Not. Ah. Man, I'm not looking forward to to this dragon fight with this build. Not actually even looking forward to. Let me think. Yeah. All right, let's go. But this is not the. There are yet better weapons to choose, but for the moment I'm going to stick with this one. Equipment. Man. Alright, I gotta go. I made a... I'm gonna go back and readjust my build again. I specifically changed my build for Law of Regression. I don't need that anymore. So I'm going to undo that. What I do need to make sure of is that I have a strength of at least 50. The weapon that I'm using is Arcane and Dex, so I want to have Arcane and Dex, although it's strength also. Kind of numbers. Dex 18. Dex 24. I need Dex 24. Alright. Spell-wise... should be okay.
Now, is it thy...
Rebirth. Yes.
Now.
Alright, back up to 60. Strength has to be at least 50, right? 50. Dex needs to be at least 24. Arcane, I want to get this back up to 80. Hold on. I want faith to be as high as I can reasonably get it. Screw something up. can go back to, let's say, Shard of Alexander. Medium load. Alright. Just to make sure that I have all my spells. Yep, they're all usable. Boy, there's a strong argument for this spell on that dragon, but I don't know. Yeah, my cast times are slow because I'm not really built for casting, so... Alright, let's go back to Frumazula. Dragon Temple Lift, I think that's the right one. Yep, and for the moment, I'm going to switch to this. That did not go swimmingly. Watch. Maybe. Katanas, 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 katanas. Katana. Ashes of War. Katana. There is something missing. Hold on. Yep. Sword chest, there's something missing. Sacred Blade, that's the one that I want. Can I turn on this? Medium load. That'll work. Alright, watch this. So it's the Sacred Blade has two specific effects. One of those effects is it does massive sacred damage or holy damage when you hit things with it. And the secondary effect is that it will also not just do mass quantities of sacred damage, but things that are the whole living and death thing, whatever that is, it automatically makes them not regenerate. So how this guy's coming back, if I'd hit him with that sacred blade, he wouldn't come back. Anyway. Ooh. Handy trick. Now, what I really want, though, is this dragon over here. Medium load, still good, good. There it is. Thanks for the gravel stones, man. Alright, back around. There is my buddy Alexander.
City, that aside, I doubt there's of course. Which means, would you come and tell me when you're ready? I've been long... You? Then let us begin. I am the great Jar warrior. Iron Fist Alexander. Let me strike,
Oi!
O warriors within. Let us become one champion together.
Poor Alexander.
As I suspected. My thanks. I knew you were the stuff of champions. It was a marvelous battle. I implore you, take what I bequeath from inside me.
Ugh.
All vessels are destined to one day break. But the great Alexander lived as a warrior to his last.
He did. Very punk rock Alexander. Especially when we get Alexander's innards. Oh, rats. Well, that's one way to handle it. I missed. I thought that I had a catch there. I don't. Damn. Hello? What's that? Yeah. Yeah. Want to get that pile of runes back. That's what I'm up to. I know where I am now. Whoa. Oh, alright. I don't want to go back there. Dragon Temple. Dragon Temple lift. Alright. So, I'm reversing course. So these guys are not undead, so they don't fall for the same. It's the push off the edge on these guys that really matters. There we go. Now there's still going to be one more guy down here somewhere. There he is. That guy. All right. This next part I'm actually going to skip. I don't think there's a lot of value in killing all this stuff. And I don't particularly feel the need to kill this Crucible Knight. I don't have need of any of this stuff any of this drops. This is what I really care about.